Can you hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Thank you for being here on such short notice. I'm your girl Eve, and please hit that like button or dislike button, whatever you prefer. Just let me know how you feel. And if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's a day of Red Bull. Every day's a Red Bull day. Who am I kidding? Maybe even 2 or 3. Who knows? So there is a lot to unpack here, guys. So much to unpack regarding the missing 20-month-old Savannah, Georgia boy, Quinton Simon. He is he's almost 2 years old. There has already been conflicting information on, I believe, the younger sibling and the description of him versus, Quinton. And I think his name is Zane. So we're going to get into that. I am trying to download my 20-minute video that doesn't want to download, that has a lot of information. I'm talking the babysitter interview, an argument with the mother while they're searching. There's a lot. I got the dispatch. I went through 3 hours of dispatch call to weed out exactly what, is pertaining to Quinton. And just get ready, y'all. It's crazy. This case is already bananas. All right, so let me say hello to everybody in the chat. Hermit Zay Frog, thank you for being here. Superior Dreams, hello. You're finally catching a live. That's because I'm actually doing it during the day on time. Hello, Birdie. I know the notifications work because your girl Eve was mentally working for once. Woohoo! Hi, Jeep Girl. Hello, Brooklyn. Let's see who else we got. Miss Ruba, thank you for being here. Whistle while you lurk. I hope everybody... See, it's saying that I don't have enough storage. What is going on? Got plenty, all right? It's probably because I have 20,000 screenshots from web sleuthing. Maybe that's a problem. Hi, Afro. All right, so I'm going to... Maybe I can figure this out a different way. Maybe I got to upgrade, y'all. Maybe I did max out my storage. Whoops. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I just may have to. When you have like 50,000 total items, like videos, pictures, and things, sometimes you got to update. Yeah, I sure did. I sure did max it. Oh, that's sad, y'all. Hey, Crystal, glad to see you here, honey. I know you've been working hard on this too. We have the media outreach team that I work with, but we're also friends. So I'm going to just start saying friends. They have been pulling a lot of data as this case is, progressing, and they have found some incredible stuff. I mean, amazing. All right, I got to upgrade. Man, I spent too much money. I am negative, y'all. I'm just going to let y'all know that because I love y'all. Go figure. YouTube and photos are the top gigabytes that I use. That's funny. All right. What am I going to do now? Let me just slam down another $20. Maybe I can project my cell phone so that you could see the video, because everything is in order that I have found over time. That's really, really important. So give me literally 5 minutes to go get my cord so that I can play this for you guys. 1 moment. Thank you so much for being patient with your girl Eve. Be right back. Okay, your girl got it figured out. So give me just a second to get it playing for you. We're gonna stop and do our thing and see why, discuss what's going on here. It's pretty crazy. I'll just get ready. Whew. And I'll upload this video. It's what I was trying to do to YouTube so that you guys can, look at it again later. All right. I just want to make sure that you guys can hear it. This is important. Like the amount of data that has been captured already in 2 days from this case is wild to me. That's just how we work nowadays, It is what it is. So is it screen capture? No. Gonna go with this. Yeah, but bananas. Shout out to the friends who have done an amazing job grabbing all that information we need, Where is it? What? What is this? Maybe I can just do it on my screen. Sorry, guys. I don't use this very often anymore. All right. Maybe this will help. Boo. Hang tight. You're going to want to see this. You don't want to go anywhere. I promise you. Don't go over there. Go over here. Boo. Boo on you. All right, sorry. It's just going to have to be like very tiny. This is dumb. Oh. Nope, that's not going to work either. Shoot. Go hang tight. Hold on. Here, if I could. Ugh. All right. We're just going to have to watch it in small. See if it works. Can y'all see that? I know it's upside down. Y'all hear that? Okay, good. All right. Hold on. One moment. This is so tiny. This is doo-doo. Why do I have so many issues today? I could flip it. It's just the way it is. Sorry, guys. I'll upload it later. All right, y'all ready? So this is the first chief of police update from Chatham County. Jeff Hadley, 10/6/2022 press update, all right?
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Chief Jeff Hadley with the Chatham County Police Department, and we wanted to provide everyone with an update to the extent that we can on the missing Quinton Simon. We have yet to locate little Quinton. We continue to investigate this incident. We've got some assistance from the FBI. We got numerous interviews to conduct today, as well as downloading phones and things of that nature to try to bring this case to a conclusion. It still remains a missing child investigation at this point until we reach a different conclusion based on any evidence that we may find or any updates or developments that we may occur here today. Just to kind of recap what we have done, as you know, we had aviation out here yesterday all day or half of the day, providing air support. We had mounted patrol from Savannah Police Department, which we sincerely appreciate. We had SEMA and the volunteers doing a grid search, an area search, looking for little Quinton. And as of this morning we still have yet to locate him. So a lot of work to do. Our investigators are working extremely hard. They were here till 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, and then came back in at 8 o'clock for a
There's a
briefing,
delay.
and are out here this morning continuing to investigate. So that is unfortunately all the update, substantive update that we have here this morning. I'd be happy to answer a few questions that you may have, and we'll go from there. So.
Chief,
Thank you for
foul play
subscribing.
suspected at all in this disappearance?
Gonna let it catch up, but yeah, it's so slow. It's ridiculous. So basically, he wasn't involved in the nitty gritty of what detectives and PD have observed. So he's just kind of going off of what he knows, what little he knows. But here's the facts that we do know from the dispatch that you will hear in just a second. All right, I'm gonna refresh this. Hold on. So what we know is that at 6 a.m. he wasn't reported missing, but they noticed that he was missing because the father had noticed that he was there, and then the mother woke up after that and then noticed the door was open. I'm assuming the bedroom door or the front door. I'm not sure exactly on that yet, but he was missing. He was gone. I don't know when she woke up. However, we do know that she didn't call until either 9:39 or 9:42. But from what I gathered in the dispatch, it's 9:49. 9:39. So that is good to know, right? I'm gonna take this off for just a second and see if I can download this one more again. So, having said that, the next part is really interesting to me, what we found, and then what the babysitter said, because everybody is acting like they kind of know something is wrong with the mother. Hold on a second. Mr. Eve. Hold on, let me tell him to not call me. Hold on. He always knows when to call. I'm telling y'all. He will call at the one moment I'm like, I hope Mr. Eve doesn't call because I'm using my phone and it's going to mess things up. And it did. He's a little medium. I'm telling you. So let me catch up with chat while I'm waiting on this thing to download because it's just not going to work this way. Now it says unexpected error. It's a 20-minute video, y'all. Ooh, Mr. Eve. Oof. Okay. So let me catch up a chat real quick while this is downloading. It says it takes 3 minutes. It's good information. Y'all don't want to miss it. Wow, y'all had some comments already. Have y'all been covering this case behind my back? Just kidding. Didn't the mom call the babysitter and tell her not to come that day before she was had reported a missing? Yes. And that is sus. I mean, like, why would you do that? Right? Unnecessary. Because allegedly she had she said that even whenever she wasn't working or like even if there was something going on, she still watched them. So her schedule was pretty tight. And that is concerning to me. Absolutely. Why would you change? So in these missing children's cases, you'll notice that that's what happens a lot of the time. These random changes, these random things that usually aren't the norm. Oh, it downloaded, y'all. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, my doggy's happy too. So much better. Kind of OCD a little bit. All right. So I'm going to upload this to YouTube really quickly. So so that we can go over this. One moment. Been a morning, y'all. You know how I am about missing children's cases, and the way that the chief of police was speaking about, the case, you could tell that definitely CART, FBI is involved. A lot of the same speech that J.D. Huff with Michael Vaughn's case is given. A little bit of Summer Wells, but that's a different breed. But you could tell that there's similarities, and you'll see. You will absolutely see. There's just something wrong here. And I'm not saying that because of what I'm perceiving because of other cases. There's something wrong because people around them are saying it. The grandparents are saying it. But the police are doing their job, being very professional and very, I guess they don't have an opinion one or the other what's going on. They just want to look at the facts just like they should. That's what investigators are supposed to do. Oh, Mr. Eve says, thank you all for joining the live. Let's see. Oh, that's nice, Mr. Eve. Thank you all for joining my beautiful wife on what she's trying to do for these missing children and giving a voice for the missing. Oh, that's very nice, Mr. Eve. Mr. Eve going to be set up in the skeleton's cage, swinging around instead of Mr. Skelly. So we have Halloween decorations outside, and there's one sitting in a cage. So you might be right. That's a good idea, Superior. I didn't think about that. It's okay, Mr. Eve. You just know. You just know when to call. That's just one of our things. Hermit Safe Rock says he's boyfriend, not father of Quinton. Well, the reason why I said father was because there was a part in the dispatch that you're about to see that said father. So I wasn't really sure yet, I know that they have 2 children, and, I think that they do have 2 different fathers. So I think there might have been a miscommunication between one child versus the other in the details of like what they look like and stuff like that. So you'll get to see this in just a second. It's still uploading. Oh, come on. So there we go. Almost there. %. Whew. Come on. I'm so desperate to put this out there because we need to find him, While we're waiting, I do want to give you a background of the area real quick. Always important to know what's going on in the area. Is there treesy areas? Are there pools, which there are at the home? What do the neighbors, what do their houses look like? All that stuff. It's always important, in my opinion. Google Earth always takes so long. Crystal says they have a one child together. The boys also have separate fathers. She has 3 baby daddies. Girl, it is what it is, All right, it's uploaded. Go to my channel. And sorry for the delay on the Sean Doherty case EVP sessions. It's coming, members. I promise. If you do want to get that reading, or any readings for that matter, of the cases I do, it's going to have to be a membership basis, because I do like to respect the privacy of the families in a sense of when some things that come out of those. So I just try to minimize that kind of stuff. So member up if you want to see those things going forward. There we go. Content. Maybe you could see how I don't make any money. Except for the Kyler EVPs. EVPs I do. I don't want anything else though. So bite it, haters. All right. I'm going to take a face off of here so we can watch this again. Ah, I clicked it too hard or too fast. Maybe I need my medication. My ADHD medication hasn't kicked in yet. Slow down, Miss Eve. Slow down. I did not know she had 3 baby daddies. Crystal, did not know. Yes, Mr. Eve, have a wonderful day. Sorry, I'm such a stinker sometimes. 20-minute video. It's packed full of good stuff. Now, there's probably going to be another one too. So hang on. There's a lot. People were coming out swinging with some information about this mom. It's crazy. Let's just start from the beginning. Sorry, guys.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Chief Jeff Hadley with the Chatham County Police Department, and we wanted to provide everyone with an update to the extent that we can on the missing Quinton Simon. We have yet to locate little Quinton. We continue to investigate this incident. We've got some assistance from the FBI. We got numerous interviews to conduct today, as well as downloading phones and things of that nature to try to bring this case to a conclusion. It still remains a missing child investigation at this point until we reach a different conclusion based on any evidence that we may find or any updates or developments that we may occur here today. Just to kind of recap what we have done, as you know, we had aviation out here yesterday all day. Or half of the day.
Does this remind you of the Michael Vaughn case at all?
Providing air
Put a 1 in the
support.
chat if you agree.
Patrol from Savannah Police Department, which we sincerely appreciate. We had SEMA and the volunteers doing a grid search, an area search, looking for little Quinton. And as of this morning, we still have yet to locate him. So a lot of work to do. Our investigators are working extremely hard. They were here till 2 o'clock in the morning. This morning, and then came back in at 8 o'clock for a briefing, and are out here this morning continuing to investigate. So that is unfortunately all the update, substantive update that we have here this morning. I'd be happy to answer a few questions that you may have, and we'll go from there. So.
Chief, is foul play suspected at all in this disappearance?
As of this time, we have not had any evidence to lead us to believe foul play. But everything's on the table, honestly. So
wow.
We're looking at this from many
no
different
angles. No foul play so far. This was second day.
Getting all the technology that we can, looking for cameras that were in the area, things of that nature. So, but as of this interview, we don't have anything of substance that would lead us to believe that. It's still a missing child investigation.
Same as the Michael Vaughn case.
Hours to report the child missing.
I don't know. It took 3 hours to report to the police. I haven't gotten into that level of detail
I mean, you'll have to understand though that this was the very first day, or maybe the day after. I think it was that day. Maybe the day after. Anyway, he didn't know everything yet. There's lots of moving parts that are going on the first day. They're probably going to be briefing at the end of the day to talk about what everybody saw and things like that. So at this point, he only knows what he knows, right? So just keep that in mind. Give him a break.
Noticed the child was missing. The only information that I have is that the boyfriend woke up, saw the child at 6 a.m. The mother woke up at some other time later and then reported the child missing at 9:39. I believe the call came into 911. So the time difference and whatnot, I'm not privy to that level of time missing. The only information that I have is that the boyfriend woke up, saw the child at 6 a.m.
It is the boyfriend, okay.
The mother woke up at some other time later and then reported the child missing at 9:39. I believe the call came in.
9:39. Got it.
the time difference and whatnot, I'm not privy to that level of detail at this second.
From what I understand, much of the morning, like specifically when it did start getting light out, police weren't out there. Only recently now police are. So why wait, in the freshest hours of daylight in the morning to have police out there?
Please restate your question. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
From what I understood from a reporter on scene, or one of our reporters, there was much of daylight time this morning where police weren't out there. It kind of took a little bit. Can you kind of explain?
This morning?
Yeah.
So, well, we had conducted our area grid search yesterday. So we didn't believe that we had exhausted that geographic area where we felt perhaps if he wandered away that he would be in that area. So we wanted to regroup this morning. We were out till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now we're narrowing it down to other small geographic areas, seeing if that would yield, finding Quinton. So we just felt that we had exhausted all of our geographic coverage area with what we did yesterday with the aviation, with the mounted patrol, with our drone, and we didn't feel that that would yield anything to be back at that exact location this morning.
How are the parents doing at this point from your perspective?
Well, I haven't talked to them personally. Obviously, they have been working with our detectives. I can only assume that they're, at this point, they're victims. They are dealing with the loss of a child. They're worrying and wondering where he may be at. And so, as any of us,
He only knows what he knows at this
point. I would be terrified. Having 6 children of my own.
I see a lot of people in
if
the
one of my
chat.
children were missing, I'd be a mess, quite frankly.
And then follow up to that, does Quinton have any siblings? Are there any other brothers or sisters?
I believe there is an older sibling, maybe a year older or so. I think it's a boy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Chief, so the FBI was there yesterday to help. Is that customary, or were there certain aspects of the case that they thought it was necessary for them to come in, and will they be continuing to help with the investigation?
They will continue to help with the investigation. In
So
this
FBI
type,
is
because
definitely
it's a
involved at this
missing
point.
child.
But there's also a potential it could have been abducted. Obviously, that falls within their wheelhouse.
I get.
They're a great organization to work with. They have an enormous amount of resources that necessarily local law enforcement doesn't have.
I get impatient and speed it up. Sorry.
And their willingness to step in
How I
and
am.
provide additional manpower, as well as the resources that they have, which it is welcomed beyond belief. So, but because it's a missing and could be an abducted child, that's where it falls within their wheelhouse.
Do you believe Quinn to still be alive?
I hope he's still alive. We don't know.
He
We don't
says
have
he
any
hopes he's still
information to believe he's
alive.
not. But statistically, we know how these cases may end up. So we're going to hold out hope that he's still alive, that we can find him and bring him home safe to his parents. But we'll continue to look at all angles and exhaust all investigative avenues.
What would be the indicators that would push it into an abduction? Like, what would be sort of the cases or the evidence you would need for to go into an abduction type of investigation?
Well, if we receive some,
So they're asking. The question was, if you didn't hear it, that they're asking what made you decide, or what information do you have to suggest either one at this point of an abduction or foul play.
tip
So
from the
here's his
community
answer.
that was substantive, that we could verify, that would lead us to that conclusion. If there was any type of video evidence or cell phone evidence that would lead us to believe in that that it would be that. So that would is what that would be. And let me say, I'm sorry I didn't mention.
949 Sherry said something important. She said, "Ouch, I hope he's still alive." Well, but he said statistically, how these things go. So your girl Eve didn't make stuff up out of her booty cheeks, okay? The studies don't lie, the statistics don't lie. Stranger abductions do not look good at the end of the day. At the end of the 72 hours. Usually the first 24 hours, they're already deceased, right? Within a certain range, like what was it, 2 miles of the home? So don't come at me. This was day 2. He should be more informed, right? Yeah, we don't, but we don't know the circumstances yet. So let's see what happens. Let's see what the latest information is when we get there.
If anyone has information on Quinton Simon's disappearance, they can get on Chatham County Police Department Crime Tips on our website and put that information in there. They can also call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020 with any information that they may have.
Have y'all been getting any tips?
I'm not aware of any at this point.
You have understanding that
The father
I'm not
lives
sure if he is here now. It is my understanding that he did live north of here, and he was not here during the time.
north of there. Yeah.
Do you all have a search warrant for the home that lived in?
Search warrants.
We did obtain a search warrant for the home. We're also obtaining other search warrants as of today, and we'll continue to execute those once we're able to secure those.
Do you know where those other search warrants are?
I do not.
What's kind of the plan for today in terms of
He doesn't know where they are.
Well, what I want to do is let the investigators do their work today, obtain those search warrants, execute those in a timely manner, probably reassess sometime later today and see where we may need to pivot this investigation. If anything, any information comes out today that yields a different result, leads us in a different direction, but we'll regroup later on today. I want to give my investigators space to go on and do their job. They don't need me in their face every 5 seconds asking them 100 questions. They're very capable, along with the FBI, and we're going to work diligently till we come to a conclusion.
Well, so Crystal, that's a good point. Why do you need a search warrant if they are cooperating? Because the search warrant gives them the right to come back over and over again once that warrant's issued within its scope, because they could say, you've already searched my house 4 times. Why do you need to come back? We're done. No, get a search warrant next time. So I think that it's always smart to just from the jump, get that search warrant, approved by a judge so that they can come back, within the scope of the search warrant. Because I don't know if you have to keep getting separate ones. Your girl Eve don't know that. But maybe, just because they have it right then and there, they don't have to struggle with when the parents don't want them to search the house, right?
Have you talked with the mother? Or
I have not, ma'am.
He has not spoken to the mother at this point. Wow. So here's the interview of Quinton's grandparents on 10/6.
And I got here about 3:30 in the morning.
It's been crazy. I mean, we don't know nothing. Whether it's the answers we want to hear or answers we don't want to hear, we just want to know something. My concern is him, and that's all it is. I mean, we concerned with his well-being.
I know everybody worked really hard yesterday, but
And
I want them to keep working hard.
And we appreciate everything that everybody has done, all the people that's come out and searched for him and all that. And he's
Thanks,
always
Becca.
smiling. He's a happy kid. I mean, you get some kids but he
Now listen
always
up,
had
y'all.
a big smile on his face, and he was always happy.
Let me ask you, why are you getting emotional?
Because he's not here, he's just a baby. And I want him home. He's just a baby. Leilani's my daughter, she's 22.
Her daughter's name is Leilani. She's 22.
She hasn't
Is that what I heard?
always done the right things. And sometimes she does really great, and then sometimes she doesn't.
That is a huge statement. Huge. Let's listen to that again.
She hasn't always done the right things, and sometimes she does really great, and then sometimes she doesn't. And
She said sometimes she does great things and sometimes she doesn't. So it makes me feel like they're kind of side-eyeing the mom already a little bit, like, why is our grandchild missing? Has she done something nefarious in the past? Well, I can tell you there has been some court cases potentially with the children. I'll just say that doesn't look good. Doesn't seem like it's a good court case. So there may have been some issues in the past.
I don't know what to think right now. I don't know
Yeah,
what to
the
believe.
grandmother
I
has
don't
custody of
think
them.
anybody
Yeah.
ever believes that this is going to happen to them. I don't know if I can trust her or if I don't.
So I want to know, okay, case study. You know how your girl Eve loves that case study. Whew. So that case study states that there was some change in the home prior to a child disappearing. And I'm not saying that if anybody did anything to this child. I'm just saying if it happened that way, everyone's innocent until proven guilty by law, right? Entertainment purposes only, Fair Use Act. So, if this is nefarious, let's just say it is, and something happened, she reported him missing nefariously. It was an actual homicide or an accident, whatever it may be, that case study says there was something happening before that child went missing. Usually it's they're coming back from a different home, like foster care, or to a grandmother's house or a family member's house for a while. Maybe there were some issues. Maybe there was a custody battle. And since we're finding out that she has full custody of those two children, this falls in line with that case study in that sense, because maybe she was just letting, she got custody, she was doing better, and she was like, well, whatever the courts say, blah, 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 I'll go ahead and give your babies back. Who knows? I don't know the extent of it, but it falls right in line with what I've been saying on these case studies. And it could be a coincidence. I don't believe in those often, but it's something to think about.
I mean,
I just know I'm hurting, and I want this baby home.
We want
He's
answers,
my
and
baby.
we don't have answers.
Just
No,
thank
not
you
right
to
now.
everybody
Yeah,
that's helped.
Thank you for everybody that's looked for him,
And please don't stop looking.
yeah, like I say, we want answers. We want to find him. That's the answer we want, is somebody found him. We're still hoping and praying, and we wish everybody to pray for him. Pray for us.
Yes.
All right. So here is the Chatham County, Georgia dispatch call on 10/5 when he went missing. This was at 9:39 or 9:41 when it started, but they had already called dispatch. Now, I'm going to pinpoint one specific thing about the two different descriptions, but they do follow up with the correct description of Quinton later. There is one part in here that I am not 100% sure if it's in relation to his case, because they're getting calls all the time. There's, multiple dispatchers talking to different police officers about different things. But because this was right after speaking about, having all units to the home, I think it is. And what it says is, because it's hard to hear, is complainant refused after saying the description of the child has been given. Complainant refused. What do you mean she refused? Did she refuse to give the information about what he was wearing? I don't know. So just keep that in mind when you hear it, and I'll pause it and let y'all guys know. But here we go.
First, the 200 units that's going out to the 620. All the subjects are on scene. This is possibly between a female and a child father. Subject is the man that complained to give him her child.
Dispatch Chatham 7 Alpha 2, 7 Alpha 1.
And a child father. Subject is the man that complained to give him her child.
Dispatch Chatham 7 Alpha 2.
Female and a child father. Subject is the man that complained to give him her child.
That struck me a little bit. What does that mean? Subject is demanding complainant give him her child. So was the boyfriend like, what did you do? Give me my baby. I saw him at 6. What is going on? And we don't really know if he did or not. We don't know. But I thought that was very interesting. That's what was said at the very beginning. This is between a female and her child's father. Subject is demanding complainant to give him her child. All right.
Dispatch Chatham 7 Alpha 2, 7 Alpha 1. County West Sergeant. We have a signal 56. 535 Buckhalter Road, 535 Buckhalter Road. Complaint advised her 1-year-old son
So you see
is
the
missing.
pool.
She woke up, her door was open. Advising he's unable to open the door. Think someone came in and took him. It's going to be a tan-skinned child with dark brown hair, green, blue eyes. Last seen at 6 a.m. this morning.
All right, so you hear that. Dark hair, green, blue eyes. You'll hear a difference here in a minute with another description of a separate dispatcher.
350 received.
This is Leilani, and her son is Hawaiian.
Any available unit they have on the west side, I need you to send them to Buckhalter Road, 5:30, so they can meet up with me.
9 Alpha 2, you can show me en route, Route 56.
Dispatch sergeant, prepare a copy of Lookout on the Missing Juvenile. Going to be on a Quinton Simon, 2 years of age, date of birth 1/8/2020. The white male, about 2 feet tall, weighing 34 pounds. Blonde hair, hazel eyes. Last seen in area 535 Buckhalter Road around 6 o'clock this morning.
Blonde hair, hazel eyes. Kind of looks like Zane, the other child. Is there already misinformation going on? You know how your girl Eve feels about other cases that I'm covering, and from the jump is so important to pinpoint those things, because if nobody knows what exactly is the truth, it's going to be fought over later, and that's where the chaos in Summer Wells's case happened, and obviously in Michael Vaughn's case, Summer Wells and Michael Vaughn. So why is this such a hard deal for parents? I do not understand about what they were wearing last. I just don't get it.
Told me wearing black pants with a Sesame Street T-shirt. Last seen inside the playpen inside of the home. Any units come in contact, hold and notify authority of Chatham 7 Alpha 2 at 1024. Dispatch available K9, respond on records. Available K9 on records.
Dispatch available K9 on Alpha 5. Any unit with a K9, we need it on records.
All right,
Agency with any available K9 unit respond.
They are already requesting K9 units. This was about an hour and some odd change into him being reported missing. All right.
On records. Any agency.
They're on it.
Any available K9. Please respond on records.
10-4, I need a 1020 call out for all the units that are in on this call, this 56, so we can get a 20 on everybody for right now.
Dispatch all County West units stand by for roll call. Chatham 7 Alpha 2.
So they're getting everybody's roll call.
Chatham 7 Alpha 1, I copy Jerry 505 Buckhalter Road. Chatham 8 Alpha 1.
8 Alpha 1, I'm directly behind this house in the wood line.
So they're already searching at this point. I'm sure it started from the jump, right? From what I know, she had called the babysitter. You'll see this here in a minute. The babysitter actually came over. Isn't that... Ooh, let me get my curse. Beep, beep box. Hold on. Because I want to cuss. One moment. Isn't it ironic that there is a babysitter in this situation? What the is going on with these babies?
Copy Chatham 8 Alpha 2.
8 Alpha 2. We're going to be at Buckhalter and Gerard, along with 9 Alpha 3.
Copy Chatham 9 Alpha 1.
I'm at 535 Buckhalter Road.
Copy. 1863.
535 Buckhalter Road.
Copy 1804 and 1808. Are y'all on scene yet?
Description listed. Complaint refused.
See, so she said that right after the roll call. So I don't know if that's in relation to his case, but it didn't make sense with any of the other dispatch calls that were going on with other things. So did she refuse the information? Did the dad give that information on what he was wearing last? I don't know.
Okay. Turned on Ogeechee. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Copy. 1808 along with you.
1808. I just got on the veterans. I'm about 3 minutes out.
Good copy. All units accounted for. At 10:39 hours.
Sorry, I had to pinpoint this comment from AP. There's a babysitter because both grandparents work and mom and boyfriend are completely unreliable and unsafe. Ironic. It's just ironic. In another case, but I digress. Oh, and again, everybody was confirmed at 10:39. PD and law enforcement where they were and what they were doing. This is a very thorough, in my opinion, how they're handling it on the dispatch side and getting everybody, accounted for. It's good. It's a good thing.
I'll pay my 1020. I'll be at 501 Buckhalter.
Copy.
Chatham 317 to all units at 535 Buckhalter. As soon as the canine gets here, I need everybody to stop moving, hold your positions, call out where you're at, and then we're going to start a track.
This is beautiful to me. This is what I want to hear on dispatch calls. That is exactly what I want to hear on every single one of them going forward when this happens, because that's what you're supposed to do per the FBI CART training, the rapid response team. I mean, they're following, they know what they're doing. I do believe what the chief of police said. Now, if he knows what he's doing, I don't know, but I do believe that the people behind him must have some knowledge on this. You got to remember there was a little girl that the mother had sold her to a man and killed this little girl in Georgia, not too far away. So maybe they really do have thorough training from the state, side of things to make sure that they know what they're doing. And I do believe that.
Marine 5.
Marine 5.
You want me to route to that Buckhalter 56.
Copy.
And the babysitter who was...
All right. So this one, whoo-wee, y'all. This is the babysitter interview. If Jen Hannah's in here, believe me when I tell you, or if you're watching later, I'm not trying to compare at all. So know that. What I am saying, though, is that in this case versus Michael's case, the babysitter is a lot more vocal in a sense of these parents and the questionable things from the jump. And that wasn't the case in Michael's case, right? So I'm not trying to compare you, but later on when, Jen Hannah from Michael Vaughn's case, the babysitter, realized things were adding up, there's a definite similarity then. So just watch.
This family and the babysitter who was originally supposed to be at this home this morning. News 3 Brian Gallagher also here with me at this scene tonight with those details.
Thank you, Brett. Earlier tonight, I talked with the toddler's babysitter. She is sharing her concerns tonight. It's an interview you will only see on WSAV News 3.
I am been keeping Quinton and Zane for 6 months. I kept them yesterday, and they went home last night.
So she says that she kept them the day before, just like Jen Hannah. I'm just saying what the facts are, right, from what she's saying. Oh, Becca, I'm so glad you remember. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's the same situation, right? Why? And here's another thing. Listen, if you know the Michael Vaughn case very well, listen to this.
Night.
Diana McCarta says she babysits little Quinton and his siblings and was supposed to watch them this morning. She says she was confused as to why plans would change so suddenly.
I got a text this morning saying that they would not be here. I would not be babysitting them at 5:29, which was kind of odd because I have them even when she doesn't work.
30 minutes.
Boom. That is the first thing of red flags to me. When you call the babysitter and say, we don't need you, even though I believe she had either an appointment or a court hearing about the children that day. So she doesn't need a babysitter? And you're going to text her at 5:29 and the alleged boyfriend saw the child at 6. She wakes up later and says, oh no, the door's open, my child's gone, get out. Get out. I stand by my story. Things don't add up, and that is not my fault. This shit is sus.
Minutes later, 6 a.m. was the last reported sighting of Quinton, according to police. Diana says other family members asked her where Quinton might be.
And then I get a text at 9 o'clock saying, have I seen Quinton? I immediately go to their house. I try to help them look. They didn't want that. So I've just been...
Excuse me? Let me replay
get a text
that.
at 9 o'clock saying, have I seen Quinton? I immediately go to their house. I try to help them look. They didn't want that. So I've just been waiting around like everybody else.
Diana and other neighbors are shocked by the news and wonder what could have happened to little Quinton.
My heart is broken. I'm not his mother, I'm not his family, but I love him very much. And I just don't know what could happen. The police did a really good job of looking, and where does a 1-year-old go? They've covered a lot of ground.
Wow. So he's 20 months old, so he's almost 2. I really wish that they would just go ahead and say 2 years old or almost 2, little shy than 2 years old, because 1-year-old and 2-year-olds are, I'm sorry, extremely different in a sense of, progression into walking and being able to do things. My 2-year-old can get through some things, y'all. When he was 2. Look, toddler Eve, he was climbing out the gates at 9 months. But it doesn't matter at this point because it is a difference, though. Like, you need to say the difference. He's almost 2, all right? Not 1. People are going to be looking for pretty much on the infant side of 1 years old versus the 2-year-old who is probably a lot more mobile by walking at that point. So just want to put that out there. This is just crazy.
Again, we will continue to update you with the latest developments online and tomorrow on WSAV News 3 Today. In Chatham County, Brian Gallagher, WSAV News 3, on your side. And that's when things started to get heated.
Tempers already flaring, bruh, on the day after. Okay, tempers are flaring. Watch this. It's hard to hear. Hopefully I can make out what the words are now that I have my headset on, so let's just listen. Ooh.
Neighbors say they heard several arguments all throughout the day. I was on scene a little after 6 p.m. tonight, where I heard another scuffle break out from across the street. Chatham County Police is...
You getting a little way too comfortable arguing with a neighbor like that. If it's the neighbor, which is what I heard, neighbor, we need to talk. What is going on? If y'all are arguing, y'all, something's up. Red flag number 18 billion at this point, because why is the neighbor arguing with this woman? I can't hear. It's so hard to hear. Let me do it again. Let's try one more again.
Out from across the street.
I heard it. Okay, I heard it, guys. So what she said was, basically, you need to shut the up. He's sitting here, the neighbor, sitting here saying that I'm the reason why my kid is gone to an officer. Wow, let's do that again. I'm going to do it one more time. So the neighbor is blaming her. So that was the reason for the argument, because she overheard him saying that if the child is gone, it's because of her. Woo! Do it again. That is some groundbreaking shit to me. One more time.
All throughout the day. I was on scene a little after 6 p.m. tonight, where I heard another scuffle break out from across the street.
Yep. She's going to sit here and try to say that I'm the reason that my kid is gone. That's exactly what she said. Now, there's certain things that I can't hear, but, y'all, Jesus. And then leave me alone. Yep, and then leave me alone.
Chatham County Police is asking residents to turn on their Twitter notifications, which is where the latest updates are coming from. Neighbors and family members are hoping for answers as it's closing in on hour 48 of Quinton's disappearance.
So this is the latest chief update from this morning. I think 8 a.m. or something like that.
Our missing 20-month-old Quinton Simon. I'll try to capture what we've done so far. We've tried to be as communicative to the media.
It's hard to hear.
He went missing on Wednesday morning, approximately 9:49 or 9:39 is when his mother called 911. We made the scene, did an initial assessment, got our drone out there as quick as possible, looking because the initial report is that he wandered off. Over that span of time, we had aviation, mosquito control came out, helped us. Doing an aerial search. We set up a grid search, had volunteers show up. SEMA assisted us again as
So
well.
search is what it's supposed to do, setting up the grid.
Grid search at this time. We have yet to locate Quinton at this time. It's still a missing persons case, but we are actively investigating this. Our detectives have worked 18-hour days since this has started. The FBI has come in and offered us assistance. They've been a tremendous resource for us. We've had the assistance of SPD, Chatham County Sheriff's Office, Liberty County Sheriff's Office came up with their bloodhounds to track and do a track. We've tried to use,
as you heard in the dispatch,
that we can that makes sense within our scope of the investigation to try to get a better understanding of what's happened to little Quinton. My detectives today, or our detectives today, are continuing to aggressively investigate. Look at all investigative avenues, again, working with the FBI, downloading technology, looking at that data. Does that take us in one direction or another? So we hope that we can get some more information or more understanding of the situation as we go forward. But unfortunately, that's all I really have to report today. I wanted to, as I told you privately, Commissioner, your constituents out there in Girard have been fantastic. They've dropped off food to the detectives at the precinct. They've been very supportive. They went out and helped search their own backyards, things of that nature. So the community has been very, supportive of us and our efforts, and we appreciate
the trash went out that morning. That's awful.
Okay.
Aside from that, I'll answer any questions.
Thank you.
And there wasn't any questions at all asked, because I guess the mayor or whoever it was like, don't ask a single thing about the case details except for what he just said. If you have questions about what he just said, and nobody did, because it's cut and dry, right? Whew. What do y'all think so far? We always want to keep an open mind, as I say. It's just at the same time, things aren't looking too hopeful for this child. I feel for the grandparents. However, if they had custody, they should have kept custody, and to prevent things like this. There's a reason why the court deemed them to have custody and not this mother. Right? Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Right? That's funny. I don't know what the other argument was. I don't. I did see an article. I believe I put it in the chat too. Yeah, here it is. That there was a history of stealing from the mother, which in the case study, y'all, forging checks, larceny, theft, domestic violence, those are the kind of things that fall in line with these false alleged abductions, reported abductions in the sense where the mom or dad or both murder their child and try to hide it. So theft is one of those characteristics of the perp, whether it be, parents or not. The neighbor has the opinion of mom for a reason, bruh. And I don't know if it was the mom that were arguing and they were at the neighbor's house. I don't really know, but either way, somebody is saying she's sus as hell, and she was angry about it. So according to Chatham County incident report last month, Quinton's uncle told the police that the boy's mother had a history of stealing from the family and then using the money to buy drugs. Oh, forgot about that. Drug abuse was a very big. You don't see that? Oh, that's freaky. And then use money to buy drugs. Drug use was another characteristic of the charges that they had in the past as well. He told police it was a problem that goes back very far. Wow. So, and this was this morning at 8 a.m. So 10 p.m. last night, there was no active search that this channel was aware of, but investigators are still working to find him. Earlier, more than 75 officers, including the FBI, joined the search near his home. The family said Simon's mother and her boyfriend were released after hours of questioning by police. They can't comment on who may have been interviewed, but said they are still treating this as a missing child case, and instead of a broad search, are now focusing the efforts on targeted areas, which is CART, FBI CART team. So is it CARD? I always say CART. Anyway, the whereabouts of the mother and boyfriend have been in question. Neighbors witnessed the mother and her boyfriend at their house all throughout the day. I'm wondering if it was that day. Oh, Thursday. Neighbors claimed the two finished being interrogated by law enforcement very early Thursday, so the day after. Later this morning, neighbors said the grandparents came by. Now with Quinton missing for nearly 48 hours, tensions are running high, and that's, I guess, when you saw the fight, or heard the fight. So yeah, that's when things started to get heated. Neighbors say, so the neighbors say they heard several arguments throughout the day in their backyard, even to the point where members were threatening each other. So it must have been the mom and the grandparents and her. It may have been. Makes sense. Wow. They were on scene a little after 6 p.m., the channel, and heard another scuffle break out from across the street, which is what you heard. Wow. Neighbors and family members are hoping for answers as it's closing in on 48 hours of Quinton's disappearance. Wow. WSAV has learned that the mother of the missing 20-month-old Quinton Simon was being evicted from the home where the boy went missing. Do you remember? I don't know if everybody was there, but I did a case comparison between Summer Wells, Taylor Williams, and Haley Cummings. All 5-year-old girls. One of them is solved. One of them isn't. Haley Cummings isn't. She's still missing. Taylor Williams was murdered by her mother and placed 400 miles away. And that is exactly what was going on. You know, she was being kicked out of her home, her apartment, and moved to a new home literally that week. Yikes. Helly Belly, I'm getting so sick about all these missing babies.
I'm giving her my heart.
You ain't lying. Let's watch this real quick.
New details about the mother of missing 20-month-old Quinton Simon.
The child was last seen at his home in West Chatham County yesterday morning. The WSAV investigative unit has uncovered court documents showing Quinton's mom, Leilani Simon, was being evicted from the home where the toddler went missing. The search for the little boy now spans 32 hours. Adorable. Yesterday, officers from surrounding law enforcement agencies used horses, dogs, and even drones to scour the area, but found nothing. FBI agents are now involved in this case.
Our lead investigative reporter, Brett Buffington, has been following the story from the beginning. He is back live in the neighborhood for us this evening. So, Brett, let's begin with what we've learned about Quinton's mother.
And that eviction notice was filed just under a month ago. The home where Quinton went missing from, it's owned by his grandparents, and we've learned just days after an argument between Quinton's mother and Quinton's grandmother, Quinton's mother and her boyfriend were told to leave.
Whoa. Okay, so the grandparents own the home too. They were evicted and told to get out. She has custody of them, the grandparents, and I'm so confused on the details of why about the grandparents. Were they just going to visit? I need to like really look at that because I don't understand. If you know that your, daughter does some shady shit and you're evicting her, why are those babies in her care at all? Right? I don't know. Is it the other grandparents? I got to verify that.
New documents covered by the News 3 investigative unit tell the story of a mother arguing with a daughter. That Chatham County incident report, one of 2 found for this home, says the argument was over laundry. Maybe the biggest piece of information in it is that Quinton's mother, Quinton Simon, told police last month that she didn't want any trouble because she was on probation.
The argument was about laundry. I would love to know if it was because there were accidents, too many accidents in those child's laundry. I do. Case study talk, because remember, that's one of the things.
Just days later, Billy Howell, Quinton's grandmother, filed for an eviction. She put in that notice that her daughter's boyfriend, and 3 kids were living in her home. She says they damaged her property, and to quote, "No one is living in peace." That grandmother and Quinton's grandfather telling us today they just want Leilani to tell the police the truth.
Because she's lied to us so many times. And I don't know, it's just bad to say, but she just likes to lie.
Today, in this neighborhood, federal agents went through dumpsters. On this ATV, they searched in the woods and along the freeway. The moments since Quinton went missing for his grandparents have been hell.
I'm dying, and I need everybody to help, everybody that knows anything, everybody. He's just a baby.
We were there today as investigators searched another property owned by Quinton's family. The little boy's grandpa told me he cut the locks off himself so the police could get in. These grandparents just want to see their grandson.
Wait, what? Did I hear that right? My brain. I can't. Let me try this again.
Again. To see their grandson could get in. These locks off himself. Property owned by Quinton's family. The little boy's grandpa told me he cut the locks off himself so the police could get in. These grandparents just want to see their grandson again.
He hugs me. He wants me to pick him up and play with him.
So far, there has been nothing. Investigators
cut the locks off so that they could get inside. Bro, this is very this is straightforward. Those parents or the mother knows exactly what's going on. In my opinion, innocent until proven guilty, but she needs to start talking before the public goes after her ass. Because those grandparents deserve a lot better than that to do as much as they've done for her, from what it seems like. Oof.
Have found to lead them any closer to answering the question, where is Quinton? The Chatham County Police Chief this afternoon told us that his investigators are now pulling cell phone records, obviously putting together that those records most likely will be from Quinton's mother and Quinton's mother's boyfriend. At last check with the family, they told us investigators are still holding those 2 people. During this story, we just learned from the Chatham County Police Department that they can't tell us whether those 2 are still being questioned at this hour. We're live in West Chatham County. Brett Buffington, WSAV.
Oh, they gonna wait. I'm sure that they investigated them. They're going to wait and see what they do for a minute. Watch and see what happens. Where are they going? You know, those search warrants, especially with pings, don't always come right then, right? That sometimes they can take a while, depending on the state laws and all that shit. So, you know, what provider they have, etc. Right? So I just hope that there is somebody watching. The FBI is watching their every move, because I think it's crucial to see where they go. Let them get comfortable. Let them think that nobody is on their ass, and see what they do. All eyes on me. All eyes on me. That's what you ask for when you don't take care of your children. So I've officially made my stance that this is not a abduction, in my opinion. I think that this is automatically, in my mind, going way to the side of foul play. I'll go ahead and say that. I don't mind saying it. If I'm wrong, that's okay too. But they need to start talking, because the public is going to destroy y'all. There's no way. And don't make it hard for police, you know, because the public also does that too. It's not fair to them. Resources are being used. It costs millions of dollars to do these searches sometimes. Like, we don't know the financial burden of, which I don't mind, right? The child needs to be found. But if there are things that they could prevent, obviously, just go ahead. They're going to find out. They're going to find out. So just fess up. No abduction, in my opinion. There's no way. I listened to the dispatch calls from the night before and the morning of, before she even called the babysitter, the mother. And there was nothing about any suspicious vehicles, any suspicious subjects within the 2-mile radius of the home. Nothing. Your girl is tired. That's why I got bags under my eyes, because I've been listening intently on this case. And y'all, what do you think? Put if you're watching after the fact, put your comments below. And I would love to do probably another live here in a little bit to see if there's any updates. I have a feeling that there is going to be something. I don't know what it is. Got my spidey senses tingling. But I will keep on this case like wildfire. You know, justice for this little boy, and for the grandparents. You know, what is going on? You know, sometimes I feel like I came in right at the time, because, you know, I do spooky dooky stuff and I'm a medium and such. You know, I just feel like this is the new way of how to get away with reporting a child abducted and the parents actually doing something nefarious. I think that this is the new way. And what I mean by that is because in the 90s and 2000s, you had all of these cases where children were abducted, right? And they come home. You know, you have the story, of them surviving this, which is so rare, 0.001%, right? And so everybody hangs on to that hope, and that's what destroys people fighting each other, right? Like, it's the sensationalism of the 90s and 2000s, in my opinion, you know. And unfortunately, the John Walsh case, you know, his son, Adam Walsh. Those kind of things, I think, really fuel Casey Anthony and Kaylee Anthony, right? It fuels people to be like, they got away with it. Why can't I? You know? But your girl Eve wants to keep it real and truthful, and we need to kind of combat that sometimes with the cold hard facts, allowing people to have a public opinion, even if they end up being wrong. That is your right. Freedom of speech is your right. And let's keep on this case. Again, comment below on what you think. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me. Justice for Quinton Simon. He is a almost 2-year-old boy with dark brown hair and greenish bluish eyes. So we will say hazel eyes. He was last seen in black pants and a Sesame Street shirt on 535 Buckhalter in Savannah, Georgia. So if you live around here, please, please, please do your due diligence. Search your home, search everywhere, and keep a lookout for this little one. He deserves justice and to be brought home. All right, guys, as you know, drink your water, hug your babies, your fur babies, your grandbabies. Let's bring these babies justice, and I will see you on the next live. Love to you all, guys. Bye.
What?